Northway time. Well, I'm turning my eyes to the west today. I'll explain why. I have been adding to my Great Western Railway heritage locomotive fleet. This is a class 2721 pannier tank, number 2759. Splendid little model. £20 at the Model Railway Show. A Churchward 2800 class, 280 or consolidation as they're known. This is number 2818. A Churchward Star class, Knight of the Grand Cross. This is number 4018. I never thought I would be able to afford one of these, but I managed to pick this up second hand for £60, and it runs superbly well. Well, you'll see that in a moment. Well, I've got all my Great Western locomotives out here today, and there are 8. But I don't know if you can notice. I hope the camera will focus. This one here, just there in front of the cab, there's a little yellow C. And this one has a little blue E. The star has a little red D, as does the castle. Little red D. Over here we have King George the First has 2 red dots. Ketley Hall doesn't have anything. I think that's because Ketley Hall is a railroad model. One little bit of detail, it should have a red D, as I'll explain in a minute. The Large Prairie has, come on focus, it has a blue D. And the pannier tank has a yellow A. So what does all that mean? The Great Western Railway classified its locomotives according to power. So the very smallest locomotives didn't even have a grade. But the lowest power rating, slightly above the ungraded, was A. And we can tell that because look, there's a tiny little 060 there with an A. Then we go up to B. Well, there isn't an example of a B here, but there is a C. The small prairie is a C. And then we have 3 Ds. So we have the Star, the Castle, and the Hall. The next most powerful up is the E, which is the 280 there. And then higher than the E is the King, which kind of was in a class of its own. Think about the colour also of this little badge, because this is a blue D, whereas we did see over here these two, the Castle and the Star, were red Ds. So what does the colour mean? The Great Western Railway subdivided their track according to the quality of the line. So we had red, blue and yellow, and some track which didn't even get a colour. That must have been pretty bad. Well, the red track, you could take any engine on the red track. So we're talking about the red track being the main line. The blue track was sort of medium grade, and the yellow track, branch lines, side lines, that kind of thing. So if you were a red engine, you could go on the red track, but you could not go on the blue or yellow track. If you were a blue engine, you could go on the red track, you could go on the blue track, but you couldn't go on the yellow track. And if you were a yellow engine, you could go pretty much anywhere. So here's a question for you to see if you've been paying attention. Which colour of engines can go on a blue track? The answer is blue and yellow. And the ungraded ones, which we haven't talked about very much. Well, I'm going to get some of these engines running right now.